أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I start in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, dear children, dear parents, and all the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Tonight's majlis is for Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam, who was not only the cousin of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, but also a trustworthy companion. We are all gathered tonight to mourn over the loneliness of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel at Kufa and to send our salam and grieve over his martyrdom. In tonight's majlis, we have some special guests of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. We will play quick videos and nohas for all of us to take part, even if we are staying at home. As you guys remembered in the last Majalis we had for Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam, that I said, even though we are in a lockdown situation, doesn't mean that we should not do Majalis for the beloved Imams and for the great personalities like Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, because he is truly deserving. He is the first martyr of Karbala, you can say. We're going to learn about him. I hope, as I mentioned last time as well, that before coming to Majalis, sitting down for tonight's Majalis and the upcoming Jashans and Majalis, to take wuzu beforehand and to wear black clothes. And one thing a lot of people do not understand is that the name Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel. What I would like now, all the people watching, is that if you can please write down, tell us, what does Ibn mean? When we say Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, why can't we just say Hazrat Muslim? When we say Hussein ibn Ali, or we say Ali ibn Muhammad, what does that word Ibn, what does it really mean? Please write it down in the comments, and later on we'll see if you guys have got an understanding of this, because this is the proper way. When we are mentioning the names of great personalities, we say the name properly. Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. As you guys know that before starting anything, we always must start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I start in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. So all of the children and the parents watching, please do say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and try to say it out loud. You know, a lot of the times we say just within our heart, we just say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim really softly, but it's nothing to be shy about. You're saying Allah's name. Be proud whenever you say Allah's name. So you start in the name of Allah. That means you're doing a very good thing. So be proud of the fact that you are in tonight's Majalis. So this is the time where I introduce my special guests. We have Insia Abbas, who is 6 years old. We have Hania Mashkoor, 15 years old. Zahra Hassan and Fatima Hassan, they are siblings, 9 and 6 years old. And we have Zoya Zainab Rizvi with us tonight. They have prepared and put effort to make tonight's Majalis, the Majalis of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, more remarkable. A small effort, a small hadiyah from their side. Inshallah, we're going to come to them. The very first thing, as you guys always know, we start with Dua Imam Zamana alayhi salam. And usually we play video, but tonight we have our young follower of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam, Insia Abbas, who is going to recite Dua Imam Zamana for us. So, Assalamu alaikum, Insia.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, would you like to recite Dua Imam Zamana for us?
Yes.
Go for it, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم كل وليك الحجة من الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه وعزك توا وتمتعه فيها طويلا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه
اللهم صل على Ali Muhammad. Jazakallah in Siyabas really nicely. May Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. We invite Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. We invite the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We invite, and just by saying us, when we say we're inviting them, it's the reason I'm saying this. We don't even know to say this because they're always present. The Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam is always present. Every majlis, they are with us. Each and every one of you sitting at home watching it, don't think that, the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam is not among us. They are. So when I say that, we especially invite Imam Mahdi alayhi salam and to be happy and to see the effort that these participants have put into tonight's majlis. So just give me a moment, please. As you guys know, last time I also explained this, the holy month and the events and the dates, the significance. Really quickly again, I am reminding you guys what this holy month, why is it so significant. So we remember we had 2 days ago, we had the Shahadat of Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salam. And yesterday, the 8th of Zul al-Hijjah, we had when Imam Hussain left Makkah towards Karbala. And it's very important because when Imam Hussain alayhi salam, 5 months ago, when he left Medina, his house, to go towards Kufa, when the Kufa people invited Imam Hussain, said, "Oh Imam, come with us. We're going to support you. Or Imam, we're going to be with you and we're going to fight Yazid. We're going to be beside you." And so that's why Imam Hussain, and he was forced to leave his house from Medina. Then he came to Mecca. He stayed there for a while. And Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, why is he so significant? Why do we have tonight's Majalis for him? It's because Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel was a companion of Imam Hussain. He was with Imam Hussain from the start of the journey. And so what happened was that Imam Hussain sent Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel to go Kufa, to go and check the situation and to see if the people are truly ready and are truly going to support the Imam in fighting the enemy. So that is how Imam Hussain and Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel got split. So Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel did not get martyred in the Karbala, at the actual place of Karbala, but he got martyred in Kufa. This is the reason why. And so on the 9th, which is today, we have Yom Arafat. And we also have the Shahadat of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. And many of you would have been fasting today, alhamdulillah. May Allah accept all your individual efforts as well as your parents' efforts. And we have Eid al-Adha tomorrow. So you can say tonight is the Shab of Eid al-Adha. And then we have Eid al-Qadir coming up, and we're going to have a Majlis adjustment for that as well, inshallah. Now we have prepared videos for you guys, so I'm going to play that, which is about Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam, for you to understand better from the videos. Can I please get you guys to recite salawat while I bring the video up, please?
ibn Aqeel was. Hani was arrested and thrown into prison. Muslim ibn Aqeel and his two sons left Hani's house, and Hazrat Muslim went into the desert to try to get back to Imam Hussain to warn him not to come to Kufa. Muslim ibn Aqeel lost his life when he was arrested. Ibn Ziyad told Ibn Aqeel that he would be killed and asked him if he had any last wishes. Muslim ibn Aqeel said, I owe a debt which should be paid off by selling off my sword and armor. Secondly, I want my body to be given a proper burial. Thirdly, I want a message sent to Imam Hussain advising him not to come to Kufa. Ibn Ziyad agreed to the first request, refusing the last two. He then ordered Muslim ibn Aqeel to be taken to the rooftop of the palace to be executed and his body thrown to the ground. Immediately after Muslim's death, Hani ibn Urwa was dragged to the rooftop and executed. Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel's two sons, Muhammad and Ibrahim, were also killed in Kufa. The people of Kufa called upon Imam Hussain to take over the Umayyad bloodline, but instead cowardly hid in their homes as the ambassador of the Imam was murdered. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'een. Please recite one more time salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'een. I do apologize. I think a lot of you just saw your comments that you guys did not hear the audio. I hope that the last part you did hear it. If not, please let me know if you did not hear it at all throughout the entire video, or there was some part you did hear it. Just so, although we did give it a try beforehand, I do apologize to most of you. There is another video that we would like to share with you now, which is actual. Please let me know if you can hear this video's voice. This is the actual life of the video of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, how he was martyred, the last moment of his life, how he got shaheed. So I'm going to play that with you guys. And let me know if you can hear it or not, please. Let me know if you guys can hear it or not. So this is Mukhtar Namis, the main part of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel. He is already in Kufa right now, so I'm going to explain throughout the video because the language is in Farsi and it has subtitles, but so they've known where he has been hiding. Now they're here to attack Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel. They want to kill him. And so can you just look at Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel by himself against all these enemies, all these liars and traitors and the enemy of Islam. The lady that you're seeing, guys, her name is Tawa. She's the only person who offered to give Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel a home, a shelter for the night. And the next morning, her own son saw Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel in the house, and so he went to the governor, the Yazid ibn Sa'd, and said, "Look, Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel is in our house. He's been hiding the night here." And so that moment, they came to the house. Now the mother is really upset because of her child.
از طایفه شیران عرب، از تبار حمزه و علی، تا شمشیر در کفش باشد مشکل بتوانیم حریفش.
So what is they're saying is that Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel is a great warrior. We're not going to win him in this battle, even though he's just one. We have to do something more. Just imagine one against those, it's over 100 armies. That is why Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel is alone. He's really thirsty at this point. He's saying, is there any man who is a man who can call himself a man to give me some water? And look what they're going to do now. He did not get any drop of water. Look how exhausted he is, but he's not giving up. He's such a brave warrior.
من بن اشعثم که با تو سخن میکنم. بخواهی بجنگی و کسان ما را بکشی، امیر به قصاص خون کشته هامان تو را میکشد. تسلیم شو. قول شرف میدهم از امیر. Okay,
they're treating, they are saying to him, okay, surrender, we're going to promise you, we're going to spare your life, you can go. Just put down your sword, come with us. And so Hazrat ibn Aqeel now is in front of the enemy's courtyard, in the courtyard. And are they going to keep the promise here? Are they going to set him free? No.
من به وعده امان شمشیر نهادم. ورنه تسلیم نمی‌شدم. کشته شدن در میدان رزم برایم گواه.
So they're having a big conversation here. I'm going to skip this part a little bit. Here, Ibn Muslim is saying that Muslim Ibn Aqeel is saying that you guys promised me that you're going to spare my life, but you guys are not sparing my life here. So he makes his last will. He says, okay, he's going to say, can somebody send a letter to Imam Hussain alayhi salam not to come to Kufa, because Kufa people they have betrayed Imam alayhi salam. They said they're going to support the Imam, and here nobody is with me. They all left me alone. No one's going to support the Imam here. So do not come towards Kufa. Go back. So I'm going to skip this part, guys. This conversation goes for a long time. This is an important part here when Hazrat Muslim wants water, and look what happens. His nose is bleeding and the blood drops in the water, and you know that's najasa, that's najis. So now just remember Karbala, that they had no water, no food for 3 days. So he's the first one, you can say, the first martyr of Karbala. Allah wanted him to be martyred in that way as well, just like Hazrat Asghar, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, Hazrat Abbas. Now let's look at how exactly is he being killed, how is he martyred. Okay, this is the part where they're taking him to the top of the roof, and that's how they're gonna kill Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. Just imagine, guys, you're being in this, seeing the Imam. What would you have been doing at this time? Would you have been stopping them from killing Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, or would you have been staying quiet? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Please recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. So we watched the video and we saw the quick scene, how Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel was martyred, what really happened, how they betrayed him into promising him that we're going to spare your life, put down your sword, and they did not. And then after this, what happened is that the letter got reached to Imam Hussain alayhi salam that your cousin, your beloved cousin is martyred. And so Imam Hussain alayhi salam, can you imagine how sad and upset he must have been, not only on the death of his beloved cousin, but the fact that all those Kufi people betrayed the Imam, all those letters sent to the Imam, they just did not stood to the promise they had made. So this is really important lesson for each one of us, that every single time you make a promise to somebody, first of all, don't make a promise if you know you're not going to keep. And if you do a promise, you have to fulfill it. Because on the day of Qiyamah, Allah is going to ask you that this promise you made to your friend, to your parents, did you fulfill it? No? Why not? Every single enemy who made those promises, and all those enemies, just like in this video you watched, that they made a promise to Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, Allah is going to ask him on the day of judgment, and it's not a good reward for him at all. There's a big punishment. Please recite salawat one more time. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. This is the holy shrine, the ziyarah, the zari of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. Assalamu alaikum ya Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. Oh Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel, we are very sorry. We are very sorry. We don't know. Should we say thank you to Allah that we were not among those people of Kufa who said, come, O Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and betrayed the Imam later on? Should we be thanking Allah that we were not among those people? Or should we be upset that why weren't we among the people at that time? So we could have been among the companions of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So we could have been beside we could have been beside Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. Please, even though you're watching this image of just the zari, but put yourself in the situation. just imagine, inshallah, Allah give us the tawfiqah to go and visit the holy shrines of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. This is in Kufa. If you've gone for ziyarat, you would probably have remembered. So make sure you send your salam, dear children, right now, and say how upset and how grieved you are on the martyrdom of Imam of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. Now we have Hania Mashkoor with us, who has prepared a speech for the whole journey of Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel alayhi salam. We're going to go through that. Please recite salawat.
Imam Hussein's caravan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Imam Hussein's caravan left Medina on 28th Rajab 60 AH and reached Makkah on the 4th of Sha'ban. Imam had not yet made up his mind on where to go, so for the time being, he decided to stay in Makkah at least until the month of Zulhajj and perform the pilgrimage, or Hajj in Arabic. The people of Kufa in Iraq heard of Imam Hussein's journey from Medina to Makkah. Kufa was an important Shia center. The Shias there had long suffered under the terrible reign of Muawiyah, and they feared even greater sufferings under the rule of Yazid. They felt that slowly Islam would be totally destroyed by the greed for power and glory of these two men. They were anxious to preserve the teachings of the Holy Prophet. They needed an imam who would teach the tafsir of the Holy Quran and relate to them the true sayings and hadith of the Holy Prophet. They held a meeting in the house of Sulaiman bin Suraid and decided to write a letter to Imam Hussain, inviting him to Kufa. In this letter they wrote, "We invite you to come to Kufa, as we have no imam to guide us. Through you, Allah will unite us on the path of truth." A messenger took the letter to Makkah and gave it to Imam Hussain. A few days later, the people of Kufa sent an emissary, a special messenger, to Imam to persuade him to go to Kufa. His name was Qais bin Bashir. There followed hundreds of other letters and many special emissaries from the people of Kufa to Imam Hussain. The governor in Kufa was a man called Nu'man bin Bashir. Although he was a follower of Muawiyah and Yazid, he was not by nature a cruel man. The people of Kufa believed that Imam Hussain would be safe and sound in Kufa. When Imam Hussain received so many petitions, messages, companions, or family members, he wrote a letter to the people of Kufa and gave it to Hazrat Muslim. In this letter, Imam said, "I am sending my cousin and one of the most trusted ones from my family, Muslim ibn Aqeel, to report to me about your affairs. If his report agrees with what you have written to me, I will soon be with you. You must be clear of the fact that the Imam is only one who follows the Book of Allah and serves Allah in all matters and affairs with justice, honesty, and truth." Who was Muslim ibn Aqeel? He was the son of Aqeel ibn Abu Talib. He was a famous warrior, and he married Ruqayya bint Ali, Imam's sister, through another mother. We know of his 4 children, Abdullah, with you. When they see you with such young children, they will know that our intentions are pure and peaceful. Their journey through the desert in the heat of summer was very difficult and tiring. They arrived in Kufa towards the end of Zulqa'dah. They were received extremely well by the people of Kufa. Very soon, more than 18,000 people pledged their allegiance to Imam Hussain through Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel. Hazrat Muslim reported to Imam Hussain that most of the people in Kufa were ready to receive him as their Imam and advised that Imam Hussain should proceed to Kufa immediately. Amongst the people of Kufa, there were many spies employed by Yazid to report to him directly. When Yazid heard from them of the invitations to Imam Hussain and the arrival of Hazrat Muslim in Kufa, he was filled with fury. He sent a message to his governor in Basra, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, to go to Kufa and take over the position of Nu'man bin Bashir. Ibn Ziyad was also told to arrest Hazrat Muslim and kill him and do all that was necessary to suppress the Shias in Kufa. Ibn Ziyad was a cruel and unjust man. He arrived in Kufa on the evening of 2nd Zulhajj. On the following day, he went to the mosque and addressed the people of Kufa. He first announced his appointment as Yazid's governor. He then threatened anyone who was engaged in any activity against the government with immediate death and ordered them to surrender Hazrat Muslim immediately. Ibn Ziyad sealed Kufa in such a way that no one could go in or out of the city without the governor's permission. At this time, Hazrat Muslim was staying with Al-Mukhtar. At the invitation of Hani bin Urwa, another leading member of the Shia community, he moved to Hani's house. This was done secretly, and except for a few people, no one knew where Hazrat Muslim ibn Aqeel was staying. Through a spy who pretended to be a Shia, Ibn Ziyad found out where Hazrat Muslim was staying. Hani was arrested and thrown into prison. Not wishing to endanger the lives of his friends, Hazrat Muslim and his two sons left Hani's house. He left the children with Qazi Shuraib, a judge, and went to the desert to try and get back to Imam Hussain and to warn him not to go to Kufa. This was the 7th of Zulhajj. That whole day and the following day, Hazrat Muslim tried to get out of Kufa, but he found all the exits sealed and guarded by Ibn Ziyad's soldiers. On the 8th, late in the evening, tired, hungry, and exhausted, Hazrat Muslim knocked at the door of a house on the outskirts of the city. A lady opened the door. Hazrat Muslim requested for a little water to quench his thirst. The lady gave him water. When she learned who he was, she invited him in and offered him shelter for the night. This lady was called Dua. She gave Hazrat Muslim some food and water and took him to a room where he might stay for the night. Late that night, Dua's son came home. When he learned that the man Ibn Ziyad was looking for was in his mother's house, he felt that he would be rewarded an enormous amount of money by the governor if he got Hazrat Muslim arrested. Unknown to his mother, he slipped out into the darkness of the night and gave the information to a captain in Ibn Ziyad's army. Early the next morning, 500 soldiers surrounded the house of Dua and demanded Hazrat Muslim's surrender. Hazrat Muslim came out holding his sword. 3 times he drove the enemy away, and twice Ibn Ziyad had to send in reinforcements. While Hazrat Muslim was fighting, Some soldiers went up the rooftops and began throwing stones and lighted torches at him. Others dug a trench in the path of Hazrat Muslim and covered it with grass and leaves. Although badly wounded and totally exhausted, Hazrat Muslim kept on fighting. Then he fell into the trench. More than 50 soldiers pounced upon him and chained him. He was dragged to the court of Ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad told Hazrat Muslim that he would be killed and asked him if he had any last wishes. Hazrat Muslim said, "I owe debt which should be given by selling off my sword and armor. Secondly, I want my body to be given a proper burial and funeral. Thirdly, I want a message sent to Imam Hussain, warning him not to come to Kufa." Ibn Ziyad agreed to the first request, but refused to do anything about the second and third requests. He then ordered Hazrat Muslim to be taken to the rooftop of the palace to be executed and his body thrown to the ground. Hazrat Muslim was calm and composed as he was dragged up the steps. He was reciting Allahu Akbar until the last moment of his life. Then there was an absolute silence, followed by a thud, as Hazrat Muslim's body fell to the ground. This was on the 9th of Zulhajj. Immediately after Hazrat Muslim was killed, Hani bin Urwa was dragged to the rooftop and executed.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم أجمعين. Jazakallah, Sayyidah Hania. It really nicely and thoroughly explained the whole journey of Hazrat Muslim Ibn Aqeel and what happened. Dear children, I hope you have, from the video that I played first and then the way Hania Sayyidah Hania explained in such a great manner. I hope you have understood what really happened to Hazrat Muslim Ibn Aqeel and what took place in Kufa. Now we have with us another guest with us tonight, Zahra Hassan and Fatima Hassan, who have prepared something special for Hazrat Muslim Ibn Aqeel alayhi salam as well tonight. So if we could have Zahra and Fatima to join us. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Zahra and Fatima, thank you for participating in tonight's Majlis. And so it's all in your hand now. Go for it, please.
वफादार हुसैन इब्ने अली तुम पर सलाम. वफादार हुसैन इब्ने अली तुम पर सलाम. करबला की दास्तां तुझसे चली तुम पर सलाम. वफादार हुसैन इब्ने अली तुम पर सलाम. खून से तेरे हुई रंगीन कुफा की गली. खून से तेरे हुई रंगीन कुफा की गली. जिंदा कर दी तुमने रस में आशिकी तुम पर सलाम. वफादार हुसैन इब्ने अली तुम पर सलाम. तेरी अज़मत की गवाही حسین ابن علی تم پر سلام اے سفیر حضرت شبیر منگتے ہیں کھڑے اے سفیر حضرت شبیر منگتے ہیں کھڑے بھر دے جولی اے سقیب نے سقی تم پر سلام اے وفادار حسین ابن علی تم پر سلام کربلا کی داستاں تجھ سے چلی تم پر سلام اے وفادار حسین ابن علی تم پر سلام
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم ajmain. Jazakallah Zahra and Jazakallah Fatima Hassan. Really nicely, mashallah, subhanallah, really nicely recited. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with you all, the effort you have put into tonight's majlis. May Imam Mehdi alayhi salam be pleased with all of you and give health to each and every one of you, your entire family, and may Allah take us out of this COVID-19 situation, inshallah, very soon. Jazakallah. Now we also have with us Zoya Rizvi, who has prepared salam for tonight's majlis. Assalamu alaikum, Zoya Rizvi.
Walaikum assalam.
Zoya Rizvi, thank you so much for tonight's participation. May Hazrat Muslim Ibn Aqeel be pleased with you and your entire family. So I will give this to you now. Please go for it.
Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in.
جب چلے رن کو شاہ کرب و بلا جب چلے رن کو شاہ کرب و بلا
Allahumma
شوامتا شہن پہ گود میں جو لیا اس نے رو کر پدر سے یہ پوچھا بابا اتنا مجھے بتائیں گے کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے اس قدر آپ کا ہے خشک گلا آہ بھرنے کا حوصلہ نہ کس طرح لوریاں سنائیں گے کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے اپنی جذبات کر لیے قابو آپ نے ضبط کر لیے آنسو دل کس طرح چھپائیں گے، کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے، کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے، کوئی باقی نہیں رہا بابا، آپ خود جا کے لائے ہیں لاشا، اپنی خاطر کسے بلائیں گے، کیا سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے،
ماشاء اللہ.
سکینہ کو بھول پائیں گے، جب چلے رن کو شاہ کرب و بلا. صلوات.
اللهم
اللہم
صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم أجمعين. Jazakallah Zoya Rizvi. MashaAllah, subhanallah, really nicely in your really soft voice you have recited the salam so nicely. And no, we will not forget Bibi Sakina alayhi salam. We will not forget her, and we should not forget her till the end of Qiyamah. May Allah be satisfied and be happy with each and every one of us. So on the day of Qiyamah, we see the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam with a smile on their face. We see Bibi Fatima Zahra, and we see Bibi Sakina alayhi salam, we see Hazrat Asghar alayhi salam, and live in Jannah very close to where they live. Jazakallah to all of the participants, to all of the young followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam for tonight's Majlis. Dear children and parents watching this Majlis from home, from every part of the world, just a final note how we would like to share with you guys, and I request all the parents, just like last time, that even though we're at home doesn't mean that we cannot do our matam, because Hazrat Muslim Ibn Aqeel truly deserves it. So please keep away from your phones, your iPad, technology, whatever you're using now. Step away from it a little bit, and I'm going to share the know-how with you. It is from the Mir Hassan Mir. So inshallah, please participate and send salam to the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Please recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin
محمد وعلى محمد
wa ajil farajahum ajma'in.
Hi Muslim, 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 hi Muslim. کہا شبیر نے غازی وہ دیکھو جوان بے کوفہ میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر نے غازی وہ دیکھو جوان بے کوفہ میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر نے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے کوفہ میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. نہ کوئی مونس سویا نہ کوئی پاس دے بیٹا میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. میرے بھائی کو چاروں سمت سے فوجوں نے گھیرا ہے، ہزاروں مارنے والے ہیں، مسلم اکیلا ہے. کوفے چار جانب نہیں ہے کوئی بھی اپنا، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. بڑی دشوار منزل ہے کبھی ایسا نہ ہوتا ہے، وطن سے دور غربت میں کوئی ایسے نہ دکھ پائے. رقیہ ہونے والی ہے ابھی کچھ دیر میں بیوہ، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. شبیر کے غازی وہ مسلمان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. جو میرے دل پہ گزری ہے انہیں بتلا نہیں سکتا، تمہاری بیٹیوں کے ساتھ کوفہ جا نہیں سکتے. بچا لے میرے بھائی کو، نجف نزدیک ہے بابا، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کٹے ہونٹوں کا اس کے خون جب پانی میں گرتا ہے، گرا کر جام پانی کو بڑی حسرت سے تکتا ہے. اور نہ جانے کتنا زخمی ہے، نہ جانے کب سے ہے پیاسا، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. نظر آتے نہیں عباس کیوں مسلم کے شہزادے، محمد اور ابراہیم اس کے ساتھ نکلے تھے، کہاں پر کھو گئے دونوں، نہ جانے کیا ہوا ایسا، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. یہ کل تک ساتھ تھے اس کے ابھی سب ہو گئے باغی، سفیر ابن حیدر کی عجب غربت ہے یہ غازی، کوئی گھر سے نہیں نکلا، صدا دیتی رہی زہرا، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. شبیر کے غازی وہ مسلمان کے طوفاں، میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے. سوائے ابن عروہ کے کوئی آیا نہیں آگے، بچانے کو نہیں آئے، وہ لاشا ہی اٹھا لیتے، کہاں خط لکھنے والے ہیں، کوئی اب تک نہیں آیا میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفان میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے میرے عباس غازی کی بہن ہے یہاں روزہ تیرے پرسے کو مولا میں تو کوفہ آ نہیں سکتے میری بھی پاک دامن کو تیرا نوحہ سناؤں گا میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے کہا شبیر کے غازی وہ دیکھو جان کے طوفان میرا مسلم اکیلا ہے
اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad وأجل فرجهم أجمعين. Please recite a louder salawat for the reappearance of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajmain. Dear children, dear parents, dear followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, this brings to the end of our tonight's Majalis. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept each and every one of your effort, whether you have participated in tonight's Majlis or you have sat with your family at home watching the Majlis live. May Allah give health to each and every one of you. May Allah, really important, dear children, that you say Ilahi Ameen as we are going through the final salam. So may Allah take us out of this COVID-19 as soon as possible, that inshallah we get the opportunity to go in the masjid and the centers to do the matam, to go and do the proper majlis of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. I will finish off tonight's majlis here. Thank you so much to all of you. Look after yourself, inshallah, and keep each and every one of us in your prayers. Khuda Hafiz.